Alright, what's going on guys? My name is Christian and today I'm bringing you a Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. This is a battle I had against my friend David, also known as SensationalGP. Put his links down below in the description. Be sure to go ahead and check out his side of the battle as well. There will be a link to that as well. He did record this live, but unfortunately I didn't. It was a great battle. It came down to such a narrow victory. It was absolutely brilliant. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. If you could, first things first though, be sure to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button because it's greatly appreciated. Alright, so what I've decided to go straight into was to the Heatran. Heatran's been such a good Pokemon for me to use over these past few battles that I've been having. And here I was debating to go straight up for the Fire Blast, but I thought David was gonna I thought David was gonna go straight out, but he actually stays in. So if I would have gone for the Fire Blast here, it would have took out the Scizor straight away, which I really wish I would have done, but he goes for the U-turn instead. So it's alright, doesn't actually barely do anything to me. Just pop my air balloon though, so in case he's running EQ with the Dragonite as well, it's going to be able to take out my Heatran. So it goes into the Glowfish here, and I'm really predicting on what to do. It's going to take the Stealth Rock damage. I could have gone for the Earth Power and whatnot, but I did predict a water type move or a electric type like Thunder Wave, so I decided to go back into my Gastrodon. That allows me to either get a Storm Drain up if he goes for that, or the T-Wave, it's not going to affect me. So it's actually a brilliant play. It's easily read on that side, so I decide, is he going to stay in or is he not? I could go for a Scald or I could go for a Toxic, so just in case he decides to withdraw, which he does, I'm just going to go for the Toxic straight up. It really wasn't going to matter. I was going for the Toxic anyway, so a Scald really, I don't know if what you call it, Lantern gets any water absorb. I don't think it gets anything like that. So it was all good. I mean, I managed to pull off a Toxic on the Ghoul, which is alright for me. So we'll start getting some damage off that guy there. So now, roundabout here, I was, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to hit anything. And I decided to go back into, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, Heatran was the guy to come back out in case I was predicting an Energy Ball or anything like that coming. So he does for the Dazzling Gleam, which is absolutely perfect for me because I absolutely read this guy. The Dazzling Gleam barely did anything. And here, straight up, I'm just going to go for the Fire Blast. The Fire Blast, even if he either goes into his Lantern, which he did, it's still going to do some damage whatsoever. Might not as much, but Fire Blast is going to do some damage. I'm going to try to get off a burn or anything like that on this guy. So after this, I decide, you know, I'm faster than this Glowfish, so maybe an Earth Power may be able to KO it. So I'm going to decide to stay in and go for an Earth Power, see how much we can do. We'll see if this guy is physically defensive or just straight up defensive. So I go for the Earth Power here. Let this guy eat it, so he does manage to survive there as well. He goes for the Heal Bell, obviously wanting to get the Toxic off on the Ghoul, which I'm absolutely fine with. He could have gone for straight up a water type move, but he made him be thinking that I was going to switch out. But I'm alright then. I was like, you know what, cool, we'll play it safe. I'll go back into my Gastrodon now, predicting a water type move, which is absolutely perfect in case he would have gone for one, but he doesn't, unfortunately. He withdraws and goes into Thor. Now, Thor is his Zapdos, and Zapdos cannot do anything to this guy. Gastrodon was a perfect check, and I honestly thought, I kept going for, EQ and stuff in this game, wanting David to switch out and go into his Lantern, but he never did. So he gets rid of these stones, but I go straight up for a Toxic again because I know that I want to try narrow this Thor guy down as much as I can. After this, I'm like, alright, he may switch out and may go into Lantern, predicting a Scald or anything like that. So I'm like, alright then, alright, he goes for the Hidden Power, and I haven't got a clue what this is. Haven't got a clue what Hidden Power he's running on that, but it's a really strange set David was running on this, a really strange set. So he goes for that Hidden Power there, barely does anything. I go for the EQ, predicting a switch into Lantern in case he didn't want to take a water type attack, but it's absolutely alright. He goes for the Volt Switch here. I don't switch out, so that's absolutely perfect on my part. I go for the Scald, try to pull off some damage on this Thor. The Scald's absolutely fantastic for me, you know, it's damaging this Thor. He's got the Citrus Berry to heal him back up. I'm absolutely fine with it because I know the Toxic damage is going to just absolutely destroy this guy in the end. So everything's going good right about now. The Toxic is taking this guy down, which I'm absolutely happy about. So I'm like, you know what, I'm free. He goes for the Inner Power again. And this, I don't know what David was running on this Zapdos. And I was like, alright then, he may switch out now. Go for the EQ. He doesn't switch out. I'm like, Alright, David, what are you doing? Are you just sacking this Thor off? I think that's what his plan was to do. But the Toxic's taking care of this guy. So I know here he's going to hit me with the hidden power, try to get up as a little bit more damage over me. I just absolutely go for a ridiculous move here and just go for recover. That's just going to get me straight back up to full HP. So whatever he wants to come out into next, you know, Gastron's got the HP to deal with it. And it was a really cheeky move. It pulled it off because I knew the Toxic was going to take care of this guy, so... Either way, that was a win-win, so we managed to take down the Zapdos there, which is absolutely brilliant, and he goes into his Octavius, which is his Scizor. So I'm like, alright, I want to really burn this guy. He goes for the superpower. I know I can deliver superpower, and that's going to put him at -1 attack. I'm like, alright then. If I can burn this guy, it's going to be absolutely brilliant for me. I go for the Skull, but unfortunately, I do not pull off a burn, so I was kind of upset about that, but you know, it's Pokemon, what can you do? What can you do? So I'm alright, I'm not going to be, I don't know... If I should be able to live another one of these, but he manages to withdraw. I knew full well I'd be able to live another superpower, and he goes into Ghoul, which is Mesmagius. So I'm like, alright, I go for the EQ. He does pull off, he really reads me quite well there. So I'm like, alright, wishing I would have gone for a Scald again, just trying to get another burn off on this guy, but unfortunately that was not to play. So, with that being said, I go ahead and switch out, and I go into my Heatran, knowing an Energy Ball was coming my way. Knowing an Energy Ball was coming my way, so I go predict that very, very well, and we managed to just eat that up with Heatran, and now this is where I decide to go for the Fire Blast, because I'm just like, alright, screw it, Fire Blast, I need to get this Ghoul out of the way. It's getting really annoying. He goes into Ord, which is his Dragonite. I'm like, alright, after the Stealth Rocks, oh, I thought I went for the Fire Blast there. No, my bad. I apologize for that. I get the Stones back up, because I know I want to try and get as much damage as I can. I go for the Taunt, predicting David to go for the D-Dance, which is absolutely perfect. I know I really pissed David off there. So I go for the Fire Blast here, maybe thinking he could switch out, but he doesn't. I go for the Fire Blast, and he tries his best here, goes for the EQ, knowing full well my air balloon's been popped now. So Heatran ain't gonna really live this up, so I'm alright. I can sack off Heatran. Heatran's done his part, he got the rocks up. He helped out. He really did help out. So I go into the Weavile, and I'm like, alright then. He can't go for the D-Dance. Can't go for the D-Dance, he's got the Taunt up, he's not going to outspeed me, so he withdraws, and he goes into his Hooper. Here, I just go for the Icicle Crash. I knew I would have outsped him, even if he would have gotten, I think David's play there should have been the Extreme Speed. I don't know if Weavile would have been able to live that, but I go for the Icicle Crash here, knowing it's going to do at least half to this Hooper. So I'm like, absolutely fine, everything's working fine for me. I just go for the knockoff here, and it does manage to take down the Hooper, which is absolutely brilliant. This guy's special attack is absolutely just incredible, so I did not want to mess around with that, so I was pretty happy I got rid of the Hooper like very, very quickly there. Literally, it came in and did nothing. So it was absolutely brilliant. He managed to do that. So now he goes into his Octavius, going for either I think he goes for his superpower, I'm not too sure, or a Bullet Punch or anything like that. So I'm like, alright then, I need to come back. I need to go into, I'm pretty sure it's my Venusaur. I'm like, alright, I'm going to try put this guy to sleep. I'm going to try put that guy to sleep as he goes for the Bullet Punch, and it's going to do a little bit to me. I'm like, wow, alright then. I don't know if this guy was choiced. I think he was either choice scarfed, I'm not too sure. But I'm going to go into the Venusaur here and go for a Sleep Powder. I really want to get this guy asleep. Octavius could have been a real threat, and I think to myself, I could have really took this guy down first turn with a Fire Blast, which I wish I did. But unfortunately, that was not the place. You know, making first-turn predictions is always the worst case. I don't know, it's really bad to do, but, you know, you can't be too shot. So here I go for the Synthesis, knowing full well this Octavius is asleep. He's not going to be waking up next turn. Get some HP back on my Venusaur, and I decide to switch out, and I'm pretty sure I go into Infernape here. Yeah, going to Infernape here. I was trying to scare him out. But unfortunately with like a Flare Blitz, which did manage to happen for me, which is absolutely perfect. I just go straight up for the close combat. I'm like, you know what, I'm not messing around. If I'm gonna, I was choice banded, so I'm thinking if I'm gonna go into anything, it's going to be close combat. The most powerfulest move this guy's got is gonna be close combat, and I think I was running Mach Punch, Thunder Punch, close combat, and I seem to forget the other one. I have no idea. But anyways, this Ord comes out, and this is pretty scary. Because I'm like, alright, I'm locked in to close combat. I can't do anything to this Dragonite, and I need to keep this guy alive. So I go into the Tornadus, predicting an EQ coming from this guy. When really David should have gone ahead and started setting off the Dragon Dancers. I go for the knockoff to knock off whatever he's got here. which was the weakness policy, which I was like, thank you. He goes for the Dragon Dance here, and now this is where it got scary. This is where it really got scary. I knew I was not going to outspeed it because my Tornadus is not Choice Scarfed or anything like that. I don't know if a Choice Scarf Tornadus will outspeed a Dragonite at +1. I don't know, but he gets the crit with the Dragon Claw, and here is when I start to get scared. I'm like, alright, I need to do something. So I go into the Weavile going for the Icicle, the Ice Shard, but he goes for extreme speed, plus he's got the +1 with the Dragon Dance, and that's going to take the Weavile down. But my best play here really would have been going into Lopunny and going for the Fake Out, which I wish I really would have done. Then it's whatever, but I needed to try get as much damage off this thing as well. So Gastrodon lives that just on 13 HP. I go for the Scald, and unfortunately still not do to take this guy down, hoping I get the burn on him, but unfortunately that was not the case, so it's whatever really. Gastrodon goes down to another Dragon Claw, so this Dragonite's doing work, and I'm like, shit, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? So I go to the Infernip and go for a Mach Punch. I need to get this guy down. I need to get this guy down. I just clicked on that. I'm not actually running Lopunny, I'm running Infernip. I don't know why that crossed my mind, because recently I've been doing Lopunny and switching out for Infernip, so that's why I just got too mixed up. So anyways, the Dragonite's down, it goes into Ghoul. I'm locked into Mach Punch, so that's kind of annoying. So I'm like, alright then, I'm going to go ahead and come back, and I think I pretty much got into Venusaur. I think those were my only two mons left, Venusaur and Mismagius. So he goes for the trick, but it's not going to do anything. I don't know why David would go for the trick there, even if it was on my, what you call it? Infernip, because it would have given me the Choice Scarf. And it would have just been like, what? So anyways, I go for the Giga Drain. I'm trying to take as much damage off this Octavius as I can, because I know a Thunder Punch, I don't know, a choice banded Thunder Punch should KO this thing. But obviously it was Choice Scarfed, so I needed as much HP as I can when it was coming into the Ghoul. So Venusaur here is just literally just going to keep going for the Giga Drain. And unfortunately, Octavius does manage to KO my Venusaur in the next turns and whatnot. He just keeps spamming Bullet Punch. Obviously, he's locked into it with Choice Scarf, so I'm like, alright then, it's all good, it's all good. I'm just going to go for the Giga Drain, should I say, not Giga Drain. What the hell? So I go into that. Venusaur is just putting in the work, just trying to get as much damage off this Octavius as he can. And this is where it got absolutely terrifying, because I didn't know what to do here. I really didn't know what to do. So I'm like, alright. I'm going to have to go into Infernip. And it was pretty much, do I lock myself? If I can't go Mach Punch, because it'll not affect Ghoul. So I'm just going to have to go Thunder Punch. And he does outspeed me, obviously, with the Choice Scarf. And I know I can live a Bullet Punch. I know I can live a Bullet Punch. Infernip goes to the Thunder Punch. And a Choice Banded Thunder Punch onto the Mismagius is just going to absolutely wreck it. It's just the fact, can I survive? Can I survive a Shadow Ball? Can I survive a Shadow Ball? If it would have been running Psyshock or anything like that on this, it would have probably been the end of Infernip. But we do manage to get the stone damage. He goes for the Shadow Ball, and here is the clutch. Look at this. Yo, 2 HP. I was like, what? I was screaming. It was absolutely unreal. And then we pull off a crit Thunder Punch. And I was like, wow. It was absolutely so... I couldn't believe I survived on 2 HP. I was laughing my ass off, and I don't know why. And I was like, what? I could not believe it, but it was an absolutely great battle against David. Like I said, if you want to go ahead and check out the live version, there will be a link to that down below in the description. So please remember to go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, or give it a dislike if you didn't enjoy, and tell me what you didn't enjoy about it. I probably did make some wrong moves, wrong plays here. So if there is any I made, go ahead and leave them down below in the comment section, so next time I can work on them. And always leave feedback, guys, as it's always greatly appreciated. So with that being said, I'm FeintAttacks. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.